Everything is awesome.
I just watched the second one.
Was it good?
Welcome to the Interactive Fantasy Football Podcast. It's Brad and Josh, and everything is awesome in the studio today.
I hate you so much.
We got wide receiver rankings. We got a little bit of news. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Eric, how you doing? Haven't seen you all day.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Yeah, I'm good. Josh, how you doing?
I was happy. Teach some dads how to be dads. That's what I did today.
Yeah.
101.
Yes.
The basics.
They were awarded college credit.
Not really.
That'd be cool.
Not really.
It's something you should probably learn before college.
I just want to say real quick before we get started, you guys, if you like what you hear on this episode or any episode, tell your friends, share this podcast with your friends. We're trying to promote, get out there. We're trying to be better for you guys. So, yeah, appreciate it.
Positive reviews are always appreciated.
And you can find us on where, Josh?
You can find us on Twitter. We are Empty Wagon FF on Twitter. On Instagram, we are Empty Wagon Podcast FF. And there's @Tack Jones on Twitter. There's @Gunzafeld19. And then
We're on
there's
Facebook.
FF Josh Hughes. We're on Facebook.
Instagram.
We're all over the place. We're doing it.
Anywhere you find your podcast, we're probably there. If we're not, message us and we'll get it there. Because we're on the
mine
Google
on
Play
Apple.
Store sometimes until they mess it up.
82% of podcasts are downloaded through iTunes.
Yep, and we definitely on that one.
So
We're
if you
also on
guys
Spotify.
find us on iTunes, go ahead, download that. Tell your friends to download it. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know you like it. We appreciate all the love.
Constructive compliments.
I'll take constructive too. I'm fine with that.
Constructive
We'll take
compliments.
If you guys
too.
don't like
Just make
Eric,
it
please make sure that you put that on there.
If you don't like us sweating it out in the garage, give us a better workspace.
Not that we don't love it, but yeah.
I'm comfortable.
All right, Josh, what news we got?
All right. Well, the Jets, Giants, Jets. Well, they're the same thing.
They're both a mess.
They
The New Jersey Jets.
the New Jersey Jets decided to fire their general manager and the VP of player personnel.
It's perfect. Right before the draft, you fire him. Oh, wait, hold on. Or right
After.
before free agency starts, you fire. Wait, hold on. Okay, so you let him make all the free agency moves.
He doled out like what, $150 million or something, bananas like that,
Making it rain.
Did you guys hear the reports that Adam Gase said he didn't want Le'Veon Bell?
which is bad news for Le'Veon Bell.
He
Yeah.
said,
I did not hear that.
He said he's a great running back, but I don't think any running back is worth that kind of money.
I'm inclined to
So,
agree with that.
and as we all know, Adam Gase loves to use the talent on his team.
Yes, ask your boy
Drake.
about Kenyon Drake about that, and
Ask
Devontae Parker
Devontae Parker.
about all the talent that gets used. He was forced to use Devontae Parker last year, and Devontae Parker just whenever he was obligated, he played very well. Weird.
When he was obligated.
Weird. So maybe things are going to really turn around. And no, they're not. This is bad news for the Jets. And I even read today that if they can trade Le'Veon Bell, they're going to try and get it done before the season starts.
It's
With that contract?
it's going to be hard to trade him with that contract.
Yeah,
that's
that's-
going to be the kicker.
It's almost as
Good
bad
thing
as
is they only had
Jordan
3 draft picks that he made, so those draft guys got to feel really good. Those rookies that got picked by the GM, they know that they're loved by the new regime coming in.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's
They
gonna be
really
great.
want us here.
Way to inspire confidence, guys. Good job.
The Jets, man. What are y'all doing? Like, what are y'all doing?
Being the Jets.
This is ridiculous. It's the same cycle over and over. When's the last time the Jets were good? I'm not talking about the Rex Ryan years because they were a little bit above average.
No, they were good.
They went to an
9-7.
9-7.
They were almost as good as the Eagles with
No,
Andy Reid.
come on.
They went to 3 straight AFC Championship games. Andy Reid got it because he went to 4 straight NFC Championship games. He made it to 1 Super Bowl.
I thought he went to 5 straight.
Either way, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not that.
That's a lot. It's pretty consistent.
And Rex Ryan did with
good
Mark
years.
Sanchez. So
Yeah. Andy Reid got him to the show one time.
yeah, got him one time.
He lost.
And T.O. said that's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback. Yeah, man.
We don't
All
talk
right.
about Dallas quarterbacks.
Yeah, there was that. Also, Scott Pioli of the Falcons, the assistant GM, he stepped down / you can quit or we can fire you kind of thing, I think it was.
Night.
Did they say why? Oh, because they were going to fire him either way.
I'm not exactly sure all the ins and outs of it. More will come out, but that's the news.
Just weird. Weird to shake up your front office.
Dwayne Bose
after all this
signed
stuff.
a 1-day contract with Kansas City. Do you guys care to retire as a Chief?
No.
I didn't know
Okay.
Dwayne Bowe didn't already retire.
I didn't either.
No,
about
I understood
falling
the
off a
Jamal
cliff.
Charles thing when he did that.
But Dwayne Bowe's best years were in Kansas City.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess.
So
you
if they
could call
want to put
those
his
good years.
ring up and honor him somehow, that's nice.
He was so
He had
good.
like
and they
a
just-
good year.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
Okay, it's not like it was Jamal Charles. Jamal Charles was the Heat.
He was. When he was healthy. He was a
Exactly, which
monster.
was 1 year, right, where he played the full season.
So there's been some talk.
Priest Holmes.
This wasn't big news, but there's been a lot of talk
Larry
about.
Johnson.
There's been a lot of talk about Kareem Hunt and how he's performing in Cleveland. They're saying he's going to be a big part of this team whenever he comes back from his 8-game suspension. How do you guys think that this affects the offense? How do you think it affects Nick Chubb, obviously, and Duke Johnson?
Well, poor Duke Johnson. He said he doesn't want to show up. He's going to show up to OTAs, but he's going to try out.
They said he will be there.
Yeah, he will be there.
Well,
He has to be.
Yeah, or he starts losing that.
But how
money.
much do you guys believe the Browns? Because Freddie Kitchens also said that Antonio Callaway's got some breakout potential.
He said he was faster.
Yeah.
Isn't that what he said? He said that he was faster this year.
Yeah, he said something. More explosive.
More explosive.
And I mean,
which is
those
such
hands
a-
are pretty explosive with the way he catches the ball.
He catches him like he's got 2 bricks attached to the end of his wrist.
How much do you guys really? I mean, Kareem Hunt, we know, is an amazing athlete. There was no question about that.
Oh, he's such a good athlete. He's talented. He's got good burst. I like it.
Yeah, he's fumbled the ball 1 time in the last 6 years.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
But then again, he played at Toledo, so who cares?
So
but still.
the average trade deadline in a fantasy league is what? Week 8, roughly?
Week 10.
Week 10?
Is it week 10 or week 8? I think it's week 10.
I know a lot of mine have been 8.
It
Okay.
depends. It's somewhere between. Yeah.
Somewhere around there, right?
7 to
Okay, so
10.
for argument's sake, let's say 8.
Okay.
So the week he would come back.
The week he would come back. I say if Nick Chubb is doing great, running the table, putting up good numbers, maybe sell high on him.
On who? Nick
On
Chubb?
Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
But so this is my thought on this. And
What would your sell high for Nick Chubb be, though? Let's say that he's performing at running back. He's like running back 5 in the rankings.
Are we talking dynasty or keeper? Or, redraft?
Let's do redraft first, because I think that's the easier one to. Because with Nick Chubb his age, you want to keep him as long as you can. What are you selling him for? Are you going for? Are you saying, hey, let me package him with a wide receiver and trying to go get like Saquon or something? It's probably setting in like 1 or 2, which is going to be almost impossible to get done.
I don't think you're ever going to give up I don't think anybody's going to give up Saquon Barkley if they have.
Well, if it's
I
a
think
team
that's
if it's a team that has Saquon, but that's all they got.
That's true. That's a good point.
there's a guy like that in our Dynasty League.
But I'm saying like even in just in redraft, people
Yeah.
make mistakes. If you took Saquon, you're probably taking first or second pick. If you
Yeah.
miss on your second and third round pick, your team's
you're
going to
in
be pretty
trouble.
rough.
Or if you get bit by the injury bug, which
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going for that, or are you going to try to get 2 players for him? Maybe whoever's setting at running back 9 or 10, if you think they have some explosion, and maybe a decent wide receiver.
I like that. I'd go for the 2-for-1 personally. I don't think you're going to get a stud like Saquon. If you package Chubb, you probably have to package a top tier wide receiver to get Saquon. So
Yeah.
I like the
It-
2-for-1 deal better there.
Yeah, it just depends. It also depends. 2-for-1 is great if you have someone in your team you want to drop, because we're also worried about bye weeks in week 8 and 9.
True.
So if you don't have that player on your bench that you want to drop for that week, you might not want to take 2 players. That's something I look at, because I usually like guys on my bench. Maybe they're not performing well, and maybe they're not looking good, but
I mean, you could always drop somebody that's underperforming, or maybe they're injured and you're trying to hold on to them. Maybe they'll come back and hopefully perform for you. Maybe get a sure thing.
Yeah. I've done this before in redraft where
would you trade him? Hold on, real quick. Would you trade him for like a nuke if somebody was willing to do that straight up?
oh yeah.
Oh,
Nick
for
Chubb for
sure.
nuke? Because probably Nick Chubb, you're probably taking him 2nd round, maybe 3rd round. So he's probably not your number 1 running back.
Yeah.
Because we're assuming based on what he's saying that he could be the 3-down guy when he comes back.
Who?
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt?
No.
I don't think he'll take over the role. I think they'll do a lot of this is your series, this is my series, back and forth kind of thing.
I think they're going to utilize him to get where they need to go. And if he is what he was in Kansas City, he'll get re-signed. If not, then they're not going to have an issue cutting bait. He's on a 1-year deal. They're only going to have to pay him for 8 games. So it's not like it's going to be that bad for them. And And then if he does perform well and they re-sign him, then obviously the long-term value for Nick Chubb isn't great over the next few years unless he gets traded as well. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But I do think that they're going to utilize him in this offense. And I think if anyone, it means trouble for Duke.
Duke Johnson, I think, he knows that his time in Cleveland's about done. He was a Hugh Jackson guy. And he knows that era is over.
Yeah. It was the one person Hugh Jackson knew how to use.
He didn't really even know how to use him, but he's always said, and he always talked him up.
He got volume there.
He always talked him up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he always talked him up and said, we're going to split him out wide receiver. We're going to do this, that, and the other. And always talk. Did they ever really do it? No. But the hype was there every offseason. And for Cleveland, for the last 3 years, it's been all hype.
Hugh Jackson talking you up, though, is like going to a donut shop, turning down all the donuts and saying, can I just get some milk? I don't care. I don't care.
I know you don't care. But when he was a head coach of a team, you had to listen and you had to be like, oh, let's move Duke Johnson up in our rankings. I mean, as stupid as it sounded, and we're like, Hugh's going to get us again, but maybe this one time he's not lying to us.
If Hugh Jackson starts talking up our podcast, we're screwed. I just want to say that.
Just light everything on fire.
Yeah, we're going to have to rename
the Boogermobile.
The what?
Greatest technology in the last 20 years.
The Boogermobile. Did you actually write your paper on that?
I put that in there. I said, I really want to talk about the Boogermobile, but I don't think this is the place to do it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was how it led into that question. All right.
Last piece of news, Patrick Peterson, suspended.
6 games.
Not like you were going to really draft the Cardinals defense anyway.
But he was that shine. Well, I think it's more for the teams that play him.
Yeah.
Because granted, he is an older shutdown corner, but he's still a corner that travels and covers and is a good corner.
Yeah, he should still be feared for sure. Absolutely. Like if you got a game plan for him.
So what is the normal violation for PEDs, boys?
4.
Why did he get 6?
Because he was being smart and trying to mask it.
He was being smart and trying to mask the PEDs.
If you're going to do it right.
But he's real mad at the guy.
I think he did it because he doesn't want to play for Arizona this year. He's like, I just hate it so much. Let me just get
Really?
No, I
You don't think he's hyped for this new
Maybe
season?
he wants to go down to South Beach with Josh Rosen.
Oh my gosh.
Follow his boy.
All right.
A lot of good PEDs there in South Beach. Tell him LeBron.
So, you guys excited about today's show? We got some rankings.
It's wide receivers.
I'm stoked. So, you guys want to do like the top 12 and then head up the next 12 on the next episode or what?
We'll see how far we get. We got some time here. We got plenty of time. We'll see. We might do wide receiver 1s and 2s.
We got to figure this out, boys, because next weekend, I'm going to be out of town.
Well, too bad for you.
All right.
You're the worst.
Okay. Well,
You're going to be out of town there too, Eckert.
No, I'm not.
you're going to El Paso Friday night.
I'm going to El Paso during the day on Friday.
Yeah, whatever. All right. Well,
I'll be here for the show. Don't you worry about me.
So before we get into wide receivers, there's 2 little things I want to talk about. First off, Marquise Brown, who was the first wide receiver taken in the draft, he's not even participating in OTAs, so none of us ranked him right now.
No.
Because we need to see him healthy before we
Where did he go again?
Baltimore.
Yeah, I wouldn't rank him in.
Yeah, exactly. And then Tyreek Hill with the ongoing legal issues. None of us ranked him, but we all kind of meant he'll be right around our top 5 if we were to rank him. So just keep that in mind as we go through here. Once we hear actual definitive news or get closer to the season, we'll plug him in if we need to plug him in. But for right now, we're just leaving him out, speculating the worst, hoping for the best, hoping that there isn't bad stuff going on there, right?
Yes.
All right. Our our number 1 wide receiver overall that we all picked number 1 because I can't talk today is DeAndre Hopkins.
I think
this is the most obvious.
Yeah.
the dude had 115 catches and no drops.
Yeah. He's unbelievable.
Why are we even? This isn't even a discussion.
Yeah, I think of all the
1,500 yards.
I think of all the position rankings, this is the easiest one
Yeah, by far.
by far because there's question marks everywhere else except here.
Yeah, I knew who I was putting there. I was like, oh, duh.
And he catches everything, like you said. He catches everything.
He literally caught everything.
At his shoelaces,
If
above his head.
If it touched his hands, he caught it last year.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature.
That's if it touched his hands.
Yeah.
Not to mention 1,572 yards and 11 scores.
Yeah.
You're just not going to get that kind of production from other guys.
He's pretty good.
Nah,
he's a good player.
Now, who we had at number 2 together, you two had at number 2. I did not, just because I said before this, I'm not a big fan of this guy. I think he's in an offense where he was used a lot last year because he was the only veteran wide receiver on the team. That's Devontae Adams.
I think he still is.
He still is, but those young wide receivers are getting another year in there. It's a new offense. It's Aaron Rodgers. We'll see what happens. Is he still the guy there? Yes. I have him at 4. You two both have him at 2.
I think the new offense, Rodgers will lean on him more because he has a rapport with him. He knows what he can get out of him. And they probably have just a better connection than all those rookies.
Where's he at his contract year? Because Greg Jennings, Aaron Rodgers,
I love guys in contract years. I love it.
No, but I'm saying as a Packer guy, they aren't much different than the Steelers with cutting bait with wide receivers.
No, that's true. But they don't produce great wide receivers like the Steelers do.
No.
Well, I mean, not to that level, but they are still very
they do
fantasy
good.
level.
Yeah, they do really well, but they don't do as good as the Steelers. I don't think anybody does.
He had a great year last year with Aaron Rodgers. He did miss one game, but 169 targets.
This was the season. This is the least he's missed in a season in a long time, correct?
Since 2016, he played all 16 games.
Okay.
17, he missed 2 games. So,
and it's concussion issues usually his problem.
he's got, as my friend Barnabas likes to say, he's got a pineapple head. I don't.
I was gonna say soft nug, but okay.
Yeah, he calls him old pineapple head, and I'm like, okay, well, yeah, 1,386 yards, 13 scores last year. He was a very good player in fantasy football, and that was with Aaron Rodgers. I understand the offense is going to be a little bit different, but it's Aaron Rodgers. It's like, yeah, well, Peyton Manning's got a new offensive coordinator. Really? Does he, though?
Yeah. I mean, he's going to throw the ball a lot. We know he's going to throw the ball. It's his guy he throws the ball to. It's pretty much like Doug Baldwin, who retired. The reason why Doug Baldwin was a thing is because Russell Wilson went to him when he needed to.
Yep.
A lot of scores. A lot of red zone looks.
It was the best year of his career, so I'm not saying he's going to repeat that. I do expect a little bit of regression because it's the second year for a lot of those guys like Marquez Valdez-Scantling,
Equinemius St. Brown.
ESB, Geronimo Allison's in the system for another year. So I do expect a little bit of regression, but I still expect Devontae Adams to be very good wide receiver.
You know how proud I am that I said Equinemius St. Brown correctly?
Yeah.
You should be very proud.
Yeah, the
I
old
would've
Notre Dame
stumbled all over
alum.
that. Yeah. That's why you're the host.
Ooh. All right, next up.
Fuck yeah.
Michael Thomas. You both had him at 3. I had him at 5.
He is very good, though.
Explain yourself.
Explain why I'm at 5.
Yes.
It's not more on him. It's more on the guys that are above him. And we'll get into who that I have above him. But you guys both have him at 3. I still think he's easily a top 5. He's the number 1 wide receiver in a Drew Brees offense.
Doesn't hurt.
Which is always a good thing. Now, the Saints are going to a more run heavy. We'll see how much that stays true with Mark Ingram being gone and how much they want to lean on Alvin Kamara. And with the addition of Jared Cook, maybe that pulls a little bit.
That is not an addition.
I don't think it hurts his target share.
That's subtraction by addition, bud.
I think Cook will get his, but I think Michael Thomas is still going to get.
He's still going to get his. But we saw at the end of the year when he was the only guy, teams started to double, triple bracket coverage on him, and his numbers went down towards the end of the year.
He still had a career high in yards and receptions.
He's been in the league 3 years.
147 targets.
Yeah. No, and he was the only guy there. But his numbers, as the season went on, his numbers went down, correct, Josh? You got the numbers up right there?
I don't have the numbers in front of me.
His splits. It wasn't like Adam Thielen fall off a cliff.
No,
in the
it
last
wasn't.
8 games,
He was getting 40s in 30 point games.
In week 16, he had 109 yards.
Yeah, but
Drew
13 receptions that week. But he did have – there were weeks where he didn't have as much receptions. Like he had 5 receptions in week 7, 7 in week 15. There was a lull. There was a lull right there between weeks 11 and 13 where he had 4, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
And 92 yards, 38 yards, 4 yards.
Outdoor Drew Brees is becoming a thing where he doesn't play as well in the outdoors in the cold.
Sure.
It's like road Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, so we'll have to get into the schedule a little more and see when they're going to be on the road. If it's going to be in cold weather, because it is affecting it a little bit.
If they could just play Tampa every week, Michael Thomas would be fine.
All right, next up is actually – this next guy is actually tied with Michael Thomas when you go off the averages. Is Julio Jones. Josh, you have him at 5. I had him all the way up to 2, and Eric had him at 4. He's catching touchdown passes now. Sarkisian's gone. Dirk Cutter's there. I don't see that going away. He is the best athlete they have, and that's why I have him at 2. And that's why Michael Thomas falls down again, is because I think Julio, as long as he stays healthy, and that's one thing you don't usually have to worry about Michael Thomas, but Julio has been an issue in the past.
Yeah.
Is it seems like he's always on the injury report.
That's
always
one reason I had Thomas above him.
The funny thing is he didn't start catching touchdowns till week 9, boys. And then he was on pace to catch 15 of them. So he ended up catching 8, which was great considering the year before he had 3.
Yeah.
And 1,600 yards, 113 catches. Julio was in the zone. Him and Matt Ryan were in the zone last year.
He was a top 5 wide receiver without touchdowns.
He's
DPR.
He's
It's
always
ridiculous.
going to be the Alabama player that I give credit to for being great. He really is a
He's
great
a freak
player.
Absolutely.
Didn't he get Greg McElroy drafted?
Sure did, Bob. Sure
I
did.
mean, let's just think about that.
Are you guys worried about Calvin Ridley in this new offense?
No.
No. He is the second fiddle to him. Calvin Ridley will have some games that are good. We'd silence phones here on the podcast. Maybe
Now, I don't think
check us out.
Calvin Ridley's going to have, 10? He had 10 scores last year.
Yeah,
I don't think you're going to see that out of him, but I think you might see his target share and his yardage maybe go up a little bit.
No, he's too
not a
old.
ton.
Calvin Ridley's way too old for that.
Okay.
Maybe
And then
25.
next up
He's only 20.
is Odell Beckham. Josh 4, I had him at 3, Eric, you had him at 5. New offense. I love Odell. Anything he does, I don't care. It's amazing.
This was
The way he
difficult
kicks
for
in
me.
that. What?
This was difficult for me.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
Yeah. And
Even for me to put him at 5, it was hard.
so I put him above Devontae Adams and Michael Thomas. I'm hoping with something you brought up before, Eric, is that catchable targets. With
Yeah.
that number going up of catchable targets of Eli not just closing his eyes and throwing Hail Mary type passes on slants. Like, it's a slant, dude. Don't throw it like it's a Hail Mary.
Yeah, Baker's going to get him the ball in the breadbasket. Just a lot of mouths to feed on that team, though.
There
And
is.
he's going to draw the most coverage.
And
Period.
he is also, but he is also the best athlete.
Oh, he's,
out there.
yeah.
I mean,
that's
Jarvis Landry's
crazy.
an amazing athlete, but
That's why he was still up there where he was for me, even knowing what he's going into, a completely different offense, completely different team. Unfortunately, it's Cleveland, which from what I understand is not great, just as a city. And then
LeBron
You be
won a
nice to the
championship. It's
people of
over.
Cleveland.
LeBron won a championship now. It's over, okay?
yeah, we don't care about Cleveland.
Don't alienate Cleveland.
I don't care
We
about
need to
them.
expand
They're
here a bit.
basically the only city that might be worse than Detroit. So let's just
Real critical of Cleveland.
no.
I don't
they're-
understand.
It's just a garbage town. Anyway, it's not the point. The point is he had over 1,000 yards with Eli Manning, who is far
I
past
do
his
not
prime.
condone.
Have you been to Cleveland?
No, I said from what I understand. I've never been.
Well, from what you understand.
That's
Ted
what I said.
Mosby's from Cleveland. Ted Mosby.
And he was a spineless hack.
Sounds like a future TED problem.
If you told me that Barnaby was from Cleveland, okay, yeah, great. This is a How I Met Your Mother
sorry.
reference.
Barnaby?
Yeah.
Barney.
Barney.
Oh, Barney
Stinson.
Sorry. Barney Stinson. Yeah, sorry. If you told me that he was from Cleveland, I'd give it a little more credit. That's what I thought.
Calm down. Calm down. Don't get a big dick.
I'm sorry, I'm critical of Cleveland. LeBron's from there, and he's like, nah, I'm out.
He won a championship there.
Yeah, he after he left one
Left
time.
in the
I mean,
most
with Kyrie.
He was like, this is
heart-wrenching way possible.
Cleveland. This
Whatever. We can get into
sucks.
basketball if you want and talk about the Knicks not getting the first pick. Whatever.
Oh, we could totally sidebar on that
We
one.
will in a second. We'll talk about that.
You
in a
enjoy
second.
Zion, New Orleans. Good for you.
Maybe we'll break up wide receiver 1s and 2s.
Trade the
with
brow.
some NBA talk. But Odell Beckham. You know.
So are we all agreeing this is a tier break right here?
Yes. Because these next guys were very I like them, but there's question marks here.
Sure.
So for me, and I understand if some people have Odell in the second tier this year, but not understanding what's going to happen in this offense. I get that. But for me, the talent is just it's going to outweigh that and what he brings to the table as a player.
I felt.
I think it's Nuke his own tier. Then
Well-
those 4 guys.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So tier 1 is DeAndre Hopkins. Tier 2 is these last 4 guys we mentioned. And then we'll go further. But Nuke is really the only surefire thing that you're going to get because he stays healthy. Knock on wood.
And Bill
best.
O'Brien also, after his first couple seasons, was like, "Hey, maybe I should throw this guy the ball."
Yeah.
Once
all the time.
Watson came in and started throwing the ball, then every quarterback was like, "Hey, if you throw it his way,
he'll just
catches a lot of
just
those."
catch it. Brock Osweiler,
The
who's
heist.
horrible, was the only person that could remotely make DeAndre Hopkins look bad.
Tom Savage tried.
He tried, but Brock Osweiler was the worst,
All right,
and he
let's
still
go
couldn't
on
make
it.
him look bad.
Juju Smith-Schuster is up next at number 6. Yes.
Did we all have him at 6?
No. Josh and Eric have him at 6. I have him at 7.
Okay.
Okay.
I worry
I'm okay
about
with
Juju
that.
being the number 1. I always worry about players that go from being the number 2 to the number 1 wide receiver.
That's fair.
That's a big jump. You go from getting the second best corner to the best corner to getting the safety help over the top. to being the game plan. Where last year it was, if Juju beats us, Juju beats us. We're not letting AB beat us, right? Now it's, hey, take away Juju, see what Big Ben can do without that. And I always worry about, that's where I come up with it. That's why I was never really big on Devontae Adams, because he was a number 2 for a little bit and then became a number 1. But it's proved he can do it, so he's up there. Anything else you guys want to have there?
Well, my thing is that we got to remember he was the better receiver last year. It was the only difference. He had over 1,400 yards. He still had do what?
Touchdowns.
Yeah, he still had 7. So it's not like it was
how
horrible.
many AB have?
AB had 15.
Yeah.
Those 15 got to go somewhere. And they're not all going to go to James Washington and Vance McDonald. So I'm expecting, because this is such a high volume passing offense, Juju is still going to be right there. Juju.
No, and that's why he's 7. And we'll get into why
he could even, honestly, Juju could even be a tier 2 guy. If we're being honest, like
he has the potential to jump into that tier.
Absolutely.
Because even looking at his rookie year, he still had almost 1,000 yards, and he still had 7 scores.
Because if AB was still on the Steelers, would you guys have him in those tier with those last guys?
No, not if he was with those last guys. Juju?
No. Would you have Antonio Brown if he was still on the Steelers?
Yeah.
That? And we would. And we're saying that Juju's taking over that role.
Big Ben's throwing him the ball, not
Derek Carr.
Okay.
You almost said David.
I was
right?
like, David or Derek?
It's the same.
Just call him DC. That way
Did you guys see the video of David making Dak look awful?
Yeah,
Did you guys see that? It was great.
I also saw the video where Derek threw it over his house into a basketball goal, and David's recording it. It's a little video that was on Instagram. Derek Carr threw a football like over his house. David is on top of the roof, and it lands in a basketball goal on the other side. And David's like, "Oh my gosh, he's free!" He made it so much better. And you're like, he always cheers him on because he knows he was never that good.
No, David was good. He just got hosed.
He did get hosed. No offensive line. That dude was on his back.
So Juju's there. The guy we have at 7 is Mike Evans. Joshua Lowe at 8. I actually had him above Juju at 6. Eric, you had him at 7. I like Bruce Arians coming in there, utilizing the wide receivers. Mike Evans had really good games last year with Ryan Fitzpatrick, who focused on the wide receivers. And I could see if Bruce Arians saying, hey, Jameis, I know you can't see that far, but that's a big boy out there running.
Get your contacts in.
He's a very large man.
Let's use him. And he's very good.
He's 6'5", 230.
I rate him as high as I did because Bruce Arians is coming in.
And
knowing his history with Arizona.
And he was still good last year. He was still a top 10 wide receiver last year.
Yeah. No, he's a really good wide receiver.
1,500 yards, boys. 8 teats. 8 of them.
Yeah.
I'll take that. And it was the best year of his career.
Imagine what he could do with a real quarterback.
Jameis is a real quarterback in the sense that he was drafted at that position and he lines up in that position. And
yeah, him and Mariota, real quarterbacks. They're great.
Matt Jones was also a real quarterback too, but he played wide receiver all through college.
Matt Jones. So did Julian Edelman.
Yep.
He played quarterback and then he flipped to wide receiver.
After that, then we have Antonio Brown. So I think this is the biggest surprising when I started doing ranks, and I even put him down here too, was Josh had it at 7. Me and Eric both had him at 8. Is it just because of the Raiders' offense and we not know what's going on?
Yes.
And honestly, I even wanted to kind of take him lower, but I'm like...
His talent, I was in the same predicament as you, but his talent, how good he is, how good of a route runner he is.
And he runs a slant, which Derek Carr isn't afraid to throw a slant. So he can get those slants
It's
and
the
goes.
only throw he can make at this point, it seems
but
like.
But he's not a deep... If he was a deep threat guy, like Cooper, who they let go, he's a short yardage that Derek Carr likes to do those passes.
And he's still going to get his after the catch too.
He'll make people miss.
Yeah. Do I like him with John Gruden in them? No, but he's still going to get his. I'm sure he's going to see the lion's share of the targets out there. Who else do they have to throw
And if
to?
he doesn't, I'm pretty sure he'll tell us all about it on Instagram.
Don't make that face at me, Josh. Name somebody else that they could throw to besides Josh Jacobs.
Seth Roberts still on the team?
Who?
Seth Roberts?
I don't want to lie to you. I don't know. I know they just cut Jordy.
Jordy retired.
Martavius Bryant's trying to come back.
He is. That's true.
He was good for like a year.
There's nobody really to worry about. I mean, Antonio Brown is the guy.
My second ranked Oakland wide receiver is Tyrell Williams. He's not ranked in my top 30. That's
I was going to say.
He's a deep threat guy, and we know Derek Carr ain't going those deep.
He just can't do it. He can't throw the ball far.
And then next up,
He could.
and kind of this is
Yeah, no
when I look
basketball.
at so at number 9 we have Keenan Allen, and I'm kind of thinking this is kind of a tier break because when you go the difference, Antonio Brown was almost consistent 7 when you average out all our ranks, and Keenan Allen drops all the way down to 9. So when the averages come out there, so I think we're trying to see a little bit of a different tier here. Of we like Keenan Allen,
Love him.
but I think with the way the offense, San Diego is one of the slowest offenses in the league. They use the whole play clock. They don't run a lot of plays. They're about efficiency, not running a lot of plays like we're going to see Arizona do. We're going to see possibly Tampa Bay do whenever Watson's playing in Houston like they do. So I think that's the biggest reason Keenan Allen's down there because he's a possession guy. If this wasn't PPR, he was probably falling even farther for us because he's not a big touchdown guy.
I'd agree with
No, he only had 6 touchdowns last year, 6 the year before that. The most he's ever had was his rookie season with 8. I think Keenan Allen is still going to be a great player. He's going to be a lower wide receiver 1, which still isn't bad. I mean, you want a wide receiver 1 on your team, but there is potential there with Tyrell Williams out of the way because you got to remember Tyrell Williams caught like 5 passes that were over 60 yards last year. I'm just
Travis
exaggerating.
Benjamin.
Yeah, sure. Okay. What you do have to worry about is Mike Williams, 3rd year in this offense, him emerging as a better player, and Hunter Henry coming back from that ACL injury, who we expected to be getting more targets because Antonio Gates was there, but he was just there. Like, just there.
He was just a safety valve. He was catching and falling down.
I feel like Keenan Allen also is a guy that doesn't get a lot of recognition.
That was the wrong one. That's the one I meant to hit.
He's not somebody. If you're playing in a redraft league with your buddies and they don't do the homework that you do, he's not one of those name recognition guys. He's not an Antonio Brown.
not a
He's
big
not a
flashy
Julio
guy.
Jones. Right, exactly. So
But
he's
he
somebody
will call
you can
Le'Veon Bell
target.
out for a bad rap album.
So are we agreeing that he's almost the Lamar Miller of wide receivers?
No, he's better than that. Come on. Let's not do that. No.
No, but I'm saying like
no,
Lamar
no.
Miller, he's just running back too.
No, we're not doing that. Because Keenan Allen still has
He's still
wide receiver 1 upside.
But he's
Lamar
just-
Miller does not have.
No,
running
but
back
wide
1.
receiver, but he's just wide receiver 1. Like he's not going to be the wide receiver 1, but he's just wide receiver 1. He's not sexy. Nothing
No,
great about
that's
it.
like David Johnson.
No,
last
he's
year.
not a sexy.
Who's a running
pick,
back
but
1, but
he's
that was
a
David
guy that'll
Johnson
win you
last year.
games.
But David Johnson can be the RB1.
Do you have his
I don't
points
think-
per game up?
I don't think-
Josh last year.
would you guys be surprised if we saw Keenan Allen jump up to a top 5 wide receiver? I don't think we would. I mean, it wouldn't be like, oh my God, I can't believe he made it up here. If they became if their defense fell apart and they had to throw the ball more, and Philip Rivers had to go to his old ways of launching the ball.
I mean, it's possible, but
But Philip Rivers is a 202 touchdown guy now. He's not what he was back in the early 2000s with LaDainian Tomlinson throwing
he
300
threw like
yards.
35 touchdowns last year.
But that's what I'm saying. A game he wants to go use about 2 to 3 touchdowns and about 230 yards. That's all his numbers are going to be.
Yeah, that's all they need.
And that's all they
That's
want.
true.
They want him not to turn the ball over.
But they got to see. I think the thing is what you got to remember how their season ended last year, and that was them going down hard to Kansas City. So I think that they know.
No, they went down hard to New England.
Well, they would have went down hard to Kansas City anyway.
Okay, but they played New England.
Yeah, it was New England, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
watched
I
it.
apologize. That was my mistake. So they went down hard to New England, but that's the thing is that they have to understand that even though this slow pace offense will get them to the playoffs, it might not necessarily be what's best for them when those high flying.
They had the
offenses.
second best record in the league last year.
Yeah,
They were a wild card team because the Chiefs were in their division.
exactly. Wild card team, so they weren't that
But
great.
they beat the Chiefs once as well, though.
but they were a wild
forget
card
that.
team,
They beat
so
the
they weren't
Chiefs.
that great.
Okay, let's move on. AJ Green was next. I think this guy, we all like him, but the inconsistent quarterback play really is what knocks him down.
I moved him
He
up
has-
and down my rankings like 4 times.
Yep. You had him the lowest, Eric, at 13. I am at 10. Josh, I have at 9. I think he's a guy that we all wouldn't be surprised if he was a top 5 wide receiver, but we're not surprised if he's down the bottom and he's coming off injuries.
Guys, there is good news. Every other year of his career, he plays 16 games. Last year,
So this is it?
he only played 9. So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if you guys are thinking maybe I can get him for a steal, this could be the one.
True.
Yeah, last year he still had 6 touchdowns in only 9 games. So AJ Green's still the man. He's 30 years old. He came out the same year as Julio Jones. These guys are both incredible receivers. Like you said, the red rifle is what really hurts him here.
Yep. And then right after that, we have. I'll just put these next two guys together because they're really close. T.Y. Hilton and Stephon Diggs. T.Y. Josh, you and me both have him at 12. Eric, you had him all the way to 10. And Stephon Diggs, Josh and Eric had him at 11, and I had him at 13. I think these are the number ones on both their teams. Even though Thielen started off super hot, I think
He dropped off a cliff so hard in the
Diggs
last 8
proved
games.
that he's the guy that Kirk Cousins wants to go to when he's in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. He had more targets, period, than
Exactly.
Than Thielen did
Some of them
last
were
year.
short, and they try to do those bubble screens and a lot of stuff to try to get the ball in his hands, which in PPR is fine.
Yeah,
Because,
PPR don't matter. So
one catch for 1 yard, that's still 1 point.
I'm high on Hilton because Andrew Luck had his first healthy year back, got more comfortable in the offense, started airing it out a little bit more towards the end of the season. I think he's just going to be that much more confident this year. They added some pieces.
What was
that could
T.Y.'s
free him
injury
up.
last year? He missed games. Was it hamstring or?
I believe it was his groin.
He does like
Groin?
those soft tissue injuries.
He was a soft, but he's a speed guy too, who's getting a little older, and you do kind of worry about that stuff.
Absolutely.
So I mean, I still like T.Y. I'll still take him all day. And Stephon Diggs, same thing. I still like Stephon Diggs, even though I had him the lowest.
The other reason I put T.Y. above him is he's got Andrew Luck thrown to him instead of Kirk Cousins.
It was the ankle. Excuse me. It was the ankle.
The ankle.
The ankle bothered him all year, and they said that he's supposed to miss most of the offseason.
All right, get healthy, T.Y.
But he knows the offense. I'm not worried about him
no,
and
no.
Andrew Luck having to work together.
Oh,
to get
yeah,
time.
no, that's not a thing anymore. Yeah,
That's
no,
not
they're
gonna
good.
be- That's going to be a problem. Even with that bum ankle, he was coming in and making it work.
So
And he was a steal for you last year, too.
We are going to wide receiver 14. And I'm going to put some guys together that are kind of spread out because I saw something weird in Eric's ranking. So at 14, we have Robert Woods.
Are you talking about Kenny Galladay?
No.
All right.
At 14, we had Robert Woods. At 16, we have Brandon Cooks. And at 18, we had Cooper Kupp. The reason I bring this up is Eric literally has them
Stacked 1, 2.
14, 15, 16
Yeah.
in that order. I hate Robert Woods. Josh knows this. I hated him last year. I still hate him this year, even though he's the best wide receiver on
Gets
the
a
team.
lot of targets. Gets
He
a
does.
lot of volume.
He does.
I like
You don't think that volume's going to go away with Cooper Kupp coming back, though?
A little. Who says he's going to stay
Because
healthy?
Brandon Cooks has his role. Brandon Cooks' role is
Oh, no.
defined.
Yeah.
He is the deep threat guy. He's the home run play. He is the probably he's going to catch 7 passes, but he's going to catch 2, and they could be for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I think for a young quarterback like Goff,
He's not even a quarterback. He's in his 4th year,
youngish.
and he made it to the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, he did. And he played terribly in it. But
So did Brady.
he's got a better rapport with Woods. I think he'll lean on him more. Kupp, does he stay healthy?
Yeah, he'll stay healthy.
We'll see.
He tore his ACL.
And tried to play on it.
It's not like that happens every year.
Yeah, but no, okay. So I just want to bring that up because you had them stacked on top of each other. It's like you were kind of like, I want to see who comes out the year. Like I'll put them all together that way. Let the season define who's going to take the charge.
Well, not only that, but I looked at targets, just overall targets, and then who I liked better in terms of like quarterback, offense, stuff like that. Like I hate Matt Stafford. So
They all have the same quarterback.
I know that.
So
But I like Goff better than other quarterbacks that are throwing to receivers on this list.
Cooper Kupp played half the season. He was on pace to have 80 receptions, over 1,100 yards receiving, and 12 touchdowns. Now, I don't know that would have kept going, but let's just say he kept up with that pace. He's an easy wide receiver 1 in that situation.
Sure.
So Cooper Kupp, to me, it's all based on the injury and when he comes back from that. But if we find out we have good news coming from training camp, he's playing a lot in the preseason, Cooper Kupp is going to slide up a little bit higher for me, to be honest with you. I believe in him and I believe in his role in this offense.
Do you think they maybe utilize Kupp's role a little more with maybe trying to lay off Gurley at the beginning of the season?
I think
Gurley catches a lot of those short passes, and Kupp could fill that role for that short yardage.
He could, but guys coming off ACL injuries usually are slow starters, if not
Julian
have
Edelman's
a
fine.
down year. Edelman takes PEDs.
he
took.
does.
He took.
He
Yeah.
loves the juice.
But I'm saying,
Patrick Peterson took him too.
but no, what we're going off of is a lot of the ACL stuff we talk about is running back, not wide receiver. Which I'm not saying it's a better position, but the running back is I'm going to get hit every time I touch the ball. A wide receiver can usually negate the hits they're taking.
See, now I want to know if it was a non-contact or a contact
It was
injury.
non-contact.
Okay.
When we hyperextended it, and then he hurt it again later.
Yeah.
All right, so we had that with the. I just want to bring those three up. All right.
So
after
your
that,
favorite out of those three is Cooks.
I still had Robert Woods the highest.
I like Woods better.
I still had him at 16. I had Brandon Cooks at 18. Then I had Cooper Kupp at 21. Josh, you had them. Brandon Cooks 17. You had Robert Woods all the way up to 14, and you had Cooper Kupp at 19.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all still in the wide receiver 2 range.
Oh, absolutely.
And like we talked about the Kansas City offense, which because we don't know what's going on with Tyreek Hill, there's no Kansas City wide receivers in there.
Mm-hmm.
But the Rams offense is very similar. You want pieces of that offense because it's going to score points,
They're going to sling it.
and you want your piece of the pie. All right, Kenny Golladay and Julian Edelman were both tied at 15 for us, which I think is kind of weird.
Where did I have Julian Edelman ranked, though?
You had Julian Edelman all the way up to 13. I had him at 14. Eric said he 18, but he actually had Kenny Golladay lower at 19. I had
Matt
Golladay
Stafford.
up all the way up to 11. Josh had him at 15. If Kenny Golladay is healthy, Matt Stafford likes to focus on one wide receiver.
She was just so bad last year.
Who? Stafford?
Yeah.
But Golladay was good when he was healthy.
No, yeah, that's what. Yeah, but
Matt Stafford.
God.
Odell Beckham's been good. and
you
Eli's
got to understand
trash.
they got rid of Golden Tate. Marvin Jones was banged up throughout most of the year. That's my thing is that they had no choice but to go to Kenny G in some of those games.
Yeah, and I think Stafford got the trust, and he's like, oh, okay, I remember playing with Calvin Johnson. Not saying Kenny Galladay's Calvin Johnson. Not even close.
No, he's baby Troy.
But he's a tall
Kenny
wide
did a
receiver
game.
that I can chuck it up in the air to and pray to God he comes down with it.
Yeah, but Stafford's accuracy, like you watch it year by year, just kind of slowly drift down
Yeah.
on those deep balls.
Yeah.
Not to mention they have, is it Hawkinson, TJ? They got TJ, right?
Yeah, that's
8?
not going to matter.
You don't think that's going to matter at all? You don't
tight
think he's
end?
going to
When's the
steal
last
any
time-
targets from him?
No, TJ Hawkinson's not going to matter. Not
Matt
for
Stafford
Kenny G.
don't believe in tight ends.
What about your boy Carrion?
Well, I mean,
Okay.
I do, but I don't think that's going to affect.
They have separate roles in the offense. I'm not stressed about that.
I just, with a Matt Patricia-led team, I don't know. I don't like Galladay in that.
I can't wait till
with Stafford.
Broncos get a quarterback and I can finally throw Cortland Sutton up here.
You
my
got a
ranks.
quarterback.
No.
You got Drew Lock. You're set for like 10 years.
Yeah, as soon as Joe Flacco's old ass, his bag of bones gets out of the way.
Speaking of old guys, number 17, we have Adam Thielen. Josh,
Oh, wow, you guys
had
are
him
really
highest.
low on him.
Well, no, actually, Eric, you had him the highest. You had him at 12.
I still think he's going to get a big target share.
Josh had him at 16. I have only known 23. He is a slot guy to Kirk Cousins, but I'm not a big Adam Thielen fan. I never have been. He had a great first half last year.
Incredible first half.
And
He
a
killed
terrible
me down the stretch last year. I hate Adam Thielen, but at the same time, he's probably still going to get a lot of targets.
He will. But Mike Zimmer did want to run the ball more and focus more on the run. And that's when we saw Adam Thielen's numbers fall off, is when they changed offensive coordinators and they said, we're going away from the passing game first and run first. Granted, that offensive line is still terrible.
Until as much as I love Dalvin Cook gets hurt, until he gets hurt.
He ain't getting hurt.
I love him, but he probably will get hurt
Getting hurt.
for at least a couple games.
When's the last time he didn't get hurt?
But I love him.
High school?
Love Dalvin.
Yeah. That's because he carried
High
Florida State
school.
for 3 years.
He did. He did carry Florida State for 3 years. Yeah, but I'm just saying. Yeah,
All right. Next, we've been at Cooper Kupp. We talked about it. Amari Cooper at number 19. Me and Josh both 20, and Eric, you're the highest at 17, going, ugh.
Did I put him at 17?
You did put him at 17.
what a rookie move.
Well,
I
no.
mean,
No,
he
no, no,
will
no.
finish. He will probably finish about that spot at the end of the year because he'll have 3 or 4 good games that
He will.
Make his-
He's not going to be a consistent presence week.
You just
got
gotta
to
pick
not
those
going to
ones.
be.
Yeah,
because
'cause-
Dak Prescott is not good, even if he gets 30 million.
I
He's
remember
not good.
2 years ago, Josh playing, and he had Amari Cooper in his lineup every time.
Oh.
Benched him one game, put 40 points up on the bench, put him in the rest of the time. I think he had a total of 40 points the rest of the year.
I will. He's dead to me. I'll never draft him again.
Was there some bias in your ranking there?
No, it's statistics. It's
No, I
facts.
know.
I after that season, I had to be like, okay, let me really look at this guy. And last year, I paid attention to him as well. And it's true. He has 3 big games. And that's what makes his whole season look good. And then he has 13 games or 12 or whatever of average weak sauce that you just like, freaking hate it.
You're right. But looking at him, he's in a contract year, which I like. I always like guys in contract years because they're hungry. They're going to play harder than they. What? Pardon me?
Ooh.
Contract year. He's the only receiver on that team.
No. They got Michael Gallup, dude.
Yeah, galloping.
Are you
It's
really?
the Cowboys.
Are you worried about that?
Hey, I'm just saying, Cowboys, they gallop down the road.
Are you kidding me? Jay Witt's back too, baby. Stealing all those over the middle
If
passes.
you're seriously considering Jay Witt to be good this year, you're high.
He
As a
He
kite.
could be a top 10 tight end.
easy.
He could be a top 10 tight end.
Easy.
I don't think he'll be a top 10 tight end.
All right. But I get
But
what
him,
you're
and,
saying.
but him and Dak have rapport.
Austin
Yes.
Hooper
Obviously,
was
he
last
made
year.
Dak look real good. He might get him $30 million a year this year.
As a Cowboy
Sad as that
fan,
makes
who do
me.
you think is a better tight end, Austin Hooper or Jason Witten?
All time or for this season?
In general, who do you think is better?
This season, next season, redraft, you're drafting. Who you taking first? Austin
taking
Hooper or
Hoop-
Jason Witten?
I'll probably take Hooper. Yeah.
No.
You going to take Witt? Are you going to draft Witten over Hooper?
I'm not going to draft either one of them.
I can get Witten 3 rounds later than Hooper.
I can get Witten off the free agency pile of trash, which is probably where he belongs. But
Sure. So
I
you're
can
not
get
going to
him
draft
there.
him.
No, God, no. No, I take guys with upside.
Exactly.
Let's move on. Stick with wide receivers. I want to get through the 24 here. We got about 10 more minutes. This next guy, I am super high on. You guys just say he is doo-doo. Chris Godwin.
I didn't say he was doo-doo.
You say he's 21, so you say he's back end.
He's a wide receiver, too.
Back end of the wide receiver twos.
Yeah.
I got him all the way up to
Back end.
number 15. So knocking on the door of the wide receiver one's like, hey, can you guys let me in this?
The problem is that Mike Evans is already there.
He is, but they said he's gonna be the one moving around using the slot
O.J.
role.
Howard.
A lot of that stuff. OJ Howard? I'm not worried about the OJ Howard at all.
Not worried about him at all?
No. Because the Bruce Arians offense focuses on the slot receiver a lot.
O.J.
But
Howard
you got to
is
remember,
essentially a
Jameis
slot
is
receiver.
stupid.
He is stupid.
You got to remember, Jameis is stupid.
And you don't think Bruce Arians will bench Jameis?
For who?
No, yeah, he will.
For who?
Exactly.
Whoever.
They're going to go get John
he-
Do they
Skelton.
still have
He brought
Glennon?
Carson- maybe he'll
Is he
bring-
still there? No.
Maybe he'll bring Carson Palmer out of retirement. He knows that offense.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure that knee's going to hold up real good for him.
He might do. You don't know.
You don't know.
Chris Godwin, he's in a good position. I'll agree. And that's why I have him ranked as a wide receiver, too.
Yeah.
I think he's in a very good spot with
There's
his
a lot of
offense,
hype.
his
in it.
team.
I want to see if it's real or fake.
And I totally believe in Bruce Arians. I still don't believe in Jameis. And that's why I don't have Godwin higher.
No, but I heard, like Bruce Arians did some stuff, and he said, "I don't mind if he makes mistakes, but I want to know, what did you see? Tell me what you saw out there. Like, why did you make that pass? Tell me what you saw. Did you actually see something? Did you think it was there? Okay, we can work on that. Or is it, I'm just closing my eyes and throwing it up there because I didn't look."
I felt the pass rush, and I got rid of it as quick as
All
I
right,
could.
next
Didn't care
up
what
at
jersey
number
played.
21, we have Tyler Lockett. Eric and Josh both have at 22, and for all you real fans out there that have been listening to him, I got him at 17. Josh loses his hair.
No, he's got to be 16 or higher.
No, 17 or higher.
I'm pretty sure it's 17.
It's 17 or higher.
Pretty sure it's 16. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He's not going to end up there either. So
They ain't got no Dougie Fresh.
I like what he did last year. I think he was a huge help to his team. He's still not the best player, and they don't throw the ball that much.
Yeah, that's why he's perfect, because he's a deep threat.
No,
So if
they-
you don't throw the
That
ball a
play
lot,
action pass, baby.
his were 2 catches and a touchdown for 80
look,
yards.
he's got a great quarterback, but the offense isn't going to be kind to him, and the style of play that he plays is not repeatable for what he did last year. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll shave my head. I don't care. But I have him ranked appropriately, I believe.
I wanted to put him at 16, 17 just for the dig at you, Josh, but I couldn't do it in good conscience.
Bingo.
So
So do you have it written up?
I'm looking for it still. But
It's not true anymore.
like I have to go above guys like Brandon Cooks,
No.
which is possible. There's similar styles of play.
but they don't throw it nearly as much.
They don't. But you're still only counting on 2 big plays from both of them.
What's the king in fantasy? What's it? It's a V word, right? Was it? Volume?
Volume?
Volume.
Volume matters. So opportunity, talent, volume.
Oh, it is 16 or higher for Tyler Lockett. There it is.
16 or higher. So 16.
So I put him around the cusp.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have Sammy
In
Watkins.
your head.
Okay.
Sammy Watkins, Josh, you love him. Eric, you hate him. Fight to the death.
He's always hurt.
Love him.
He's number 1 in Kansas City.
Love you so much. And this is all dependent on Tyreek Hill.
Watch that rookie show him up so hard.
If
I'm gonna
Tyreek
laugh.
Hill's there, Josh.
Cole Hardman? No, grow up.
If Tyreek Hill's there, Josh, how far are you moving?
Sammy Watkins will drop to my late 20s, early 30s.
Okay, so you put him above
Where he
guys
should have
like
been in the
Robbie
first place.
Anderson.
I would put him above Robbie
What
Anderson.
about Calvin Ridley?
He's in that range. Yeah,
Well, yeah, but he would be above or below Calvin Ridley.
I think he'd be above Calvin Ridley, but barely.
Bold statement.
It'd be
I
barely.
like it. I like the cojones.
bold.
Tyler Boyd.
No, I think Boyd's got a better shot this year.
Okay.
Love me some Tyler Boyd.
So you'll have him at 26.
Okay.
I'm just going straight up.
Yeah. So yeah, late 20s is where I think he belongs. Early 30s, like I said. So it's all dependent on Tyreek Hill, because I don't believe that Tyreek Hill will play this year for Kansas City, and if he does, he's going to miss most of the season anyway. And you got to remember, they paid Sammy Watkins the money, and it's not like his offense is going to get worse. He's got Patrick. They've lost their starting running back. They've lost their number one wide receiver. All they have now is Travis Kelce and Sammy Watkins. Obviously, this offense is going to be kind to other players on that team, but Sammy Watkins still has the talent to be that guy.
No, he does. 100%. All right, let's move on.
When's the last time he played a full season?
Rookie
It's
season.
been a long time.
It was his rookie season. It's when he played 16 games.
But whatever.
Okay. Just checking.
Let's move on. Dante Pettis was up next. Eric, you had him at 31. You probably didn't know that. I put him at 31 for you. I had him at 19. Josh had him at 23.
Yeah.
He is coming back. San Francisco offense, second year. Mike Shanahan. I mean, Debo Samuel's there, but I'm not really too worried about that.
The only thing you got to worry about with Dante Pettis is the number of touchdowns he would get.
Especially Jimmy G being there. I think Jimmy G being there helps out a lot of all those wide receivers in San Francisco. Next up is Tyler Boyd, who was having an amazing year.
He did. He had a great year.
Even with
Love
AJ
Tyler
Green, even with AJ Green there, he's the number 2. AJ Green pulls the coverage. He can still be a number 2 wide receiver.
The Red Rifle looking for that contract.
He's just looking to keep his job, probably.
All right. The next 3 guys, just really quick. Alshon Jeffrey, Jarvis Landry, DJ Moore. Old guy, medium guy, young guy.
I don't like Jeffrey with Wentz.
I don't even know. I think Jarvis
at
Landry
all.
and Alshon Jeffrey might be the same. I just feel like Alshon Jeffrey's way older.
He's not that much older.
I know he's not. I don't think he's older. I think at Jarvis, after I said that, I was like,
Jarvis is going to have some
Alshon
easy
is
looks this year
29.
with
Yeah.
Odell there now. So
Jarvis is 27. He should be the same age as Odell. They came the same year.
He's 26.
Okay.
Wentz and Jeffrey don't have a good
You said an old guy. medium
rapport.
guy.
If I'm
They don't.
right?
They don't.
Yeah, no,
Jeffrey
he likes,
was having a terrible year until
Yeah.
Nick Foles came in there.
so,
Jarvis Landry's going to fall back to that Miami role of a PPR short yardage guy, which I think he's more comfortable in and better with.
he's going to lose some targets for sure. Obviously, there's a lot of guys on that team now to worry about.
He was like the second most targeted wide receiver in the league last
Yeah, he
year.
had a ton. I think he had 108 or something like
Yeah,
that
it was ridiculous.
last year. So even if he falls, you get 85% of that. That's still a pretty decent year for a wide receiver too.
And then
So
talking about the only guy there, DJ Moore is the only guy left in Carolina. I mean, Curtis Samuel, but nobody cares about him, right?
his numbers were trash.
Actually, I think Curtis Samuel
I
think
like
pretty
Curtis
good game.
Samuel
what
too.
kills Curtis Samuel.
is Cam Newton.
No, it was Christian McCaffrey.
Well,
Because they're both gadget. Like, when you get a passing play for
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel, it's going to be a gadget play. So why would you do it to him when you got Christian McCaffrey out there, right?
Yes,
Do we know how Cam's doing? Is the shoulder good?
he's good,
Are we
dude.
good?
He's
Especially-
fine. We haven't
Especially
heard-
now that they drafted Will Greer in the 3rd round, Cam is way good. Cam is super way good.
Cam's like, how dare
So are you guys willing to take more of a flyer on DJ Moore than Alshon Jeffrey or Jarvis Landry if
I would rather take one on DJ.
the unknown? That's what your rankings say, Josh. Eric, that's not what your rankings say. Your rankings say Jarvis Landry, take the volume.
Yeah, I would take the volume. Looking at the numbers last year for DJ Moore,
And then mine says Alshon Jeffrey for some real reason. I don't know.
I don't really like Alshon Jeffrey. I didn't know where else to put him.
am not prepared at all.
Not prepared. Really.
All right. Anything else? Any honorable mentions you guys want to talk about?
Nikhil Harry
You got 30 seconds. Go.
catches everything you throw at him. Got to replace all those targets from Gronk, and Edelman ain't gonna get them all. So Nikhil Harry.
Will Fuller the 5th, and I like Will Fuller the 5th, dude. And
Fuller, really? Okay.
absolutely, and I do think that you have to pay attention to who the number 2 in Green Bay is going to be. Right now, we're expecting it to be Geronimo Allison, but it could be Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and I
Who
think
had a good couple of games.
Yep, and I absolutely expect that player. Well, I think it's going to be Geronimo, but I expect that player to have a very good season.
And the last person I'll bring up, as kind of talked about, was Mike Williams. We talked about him with Keenan Allen. He started to show flashes last year. He was pretty healthy compared to his rookie year. So,
And take a late round flyer on James Washington. Just try it. Just try it. Let's just try it. I said late round flyer. Let's just try it.
N'Keal Harry.
Let's just try it.
That's just stupid.
I don't know if that was necessary. Thanks for tuning in to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. Like I said earlier, you can hit us up on Twitter at Empty Wagon FF, and you can hit Eric up at GunsofFeld19, Brad at Tack Jones, and me at FF Josh Hughes. And you can find us on Instagram at Empty Wagon FF Pod. Have a great night.
oh my God, I can't believe what happened in Game of Thrones. That was ridiculous.
N'Keal Harry gets them late.